Good afternoon, Mr. and Miss Brownlee. Thank you so much for coming out today. I am so glad that you were able to make it. I just had a few things I wanted to discuss with you about your son, John. This weekend I was watching a movie about, it was called The King's Speech, and it was about a king that had communication difficulties. One of the parts that was just really caught my attention was when he was giving his World War speech. And the king, you could just tell that he had difficulty talking in public, like that public speaking was not for him. During his speech, the main speech that highlighted these challenges that he had, he would pause and like try to gather himself while he was speaking, and you would see that his face just was tight with tension, and his brows would furrow, and his chin would just tighten up his jaw, and you could just clearly tell he did not like speaking in public. He would pause and take long breaks, and occasionally you might hear a slight stutter when he was speaking, and it was very, very clear and evident that he did not like to speak in public. And this film reminded me of John, and I just knew I needed to call you guys in. I just wanted to have a conversation with you about John and some difficulties that I had seen, some of the same traits in him when he was asked to speak in front of others. John is a delightful young man. I love having him in class. He never causes any problems. However, I have noticed some times where he becomes very uncomfortable. If he is called on to speak in class, you just see this look wash over him, like he's just terrified to get up there and speak, or even to read from his desk. He struggles to make eye contact with people, and he just appears uncomfortable. I have noticed a few times where he gets frustrated with his peers just because he's asked to repeat himself. I know that I have asked him to repeat himself because sometimes it can be difficult to understand what he's saying. It's like you can see the wheels turning in his head, and he's trying to make sure that he is saying all the words correctly, and that he's not stuttering, or that everything's coming out correct. And it's just, it seems to really weigh heavily on him. And I feel like if you and I work together, that we can support him, that we can improve this communication issue that he seems to be having. I know from personal experience with my own children that having a speech difference can make communication extremely difficult, that it can cause social anxiety among children and adults. I'm sorry about that. And that these challenges can make it difficult to make good, lasting connections with your peers, and that is very important in school. And that it can also eventually down the road, that having a speech difference can lead to having issues with reading and spelling development. And we, by no means do we want for his speech to impede his learning, for it to lower his confidence or his engagement at school. So just like this king in the film, he found strategies. He found strategies that would encourage him to do better, and he tried harder, and they helped him to succeed. And I truly believe that with the right support, that John can thrive, that we can help him overcome these issues that he's having, and that with the right support and confidence building opportunities, that we can help John. I mean, that is our goal. I know that progress is not linear, and that we will see setbacks. Setbacks will happen. They happen in all areas. But that is a normal part of growth. That is just something that happens. At home, some things that I think that would help would be just to encourage John, encourage him to have conversations with you guys. Ask him about his day. Ask him how things are going, just to engage with each other, and just give him positive reinforcement. That is the biggest key here, is positive reinforcement, and celebrating those small little victories. I also have found that it's important to model language. during conversations while you're encouraging him to share his thoughts. And just that with you supporting him, I'm supporting him at school, that we can build his confidence, that we can help him overcome this. I just wanted to ensure that we were working together both at home and at school, so that we could provide John with everything that he needs, all the strategies that he needs to become confident and to thrive not only at school and academically, but socially and at home as well. And I really appreciate you guys coming out, and I am here to help him, just as I know that you guys want him to be successful and help him as well. So thank you.